going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Friday, and we've effectively hit the quarter mark of the season. That's my only real gripe about the 17-game schedule is that with 16, it was so easy. It's like foe. Moses Malone. Breaking up quarter, half, three-quarter, whatever. But Vikings are 5-0. Starting to feel pretty good. Feeling pretty damn good about things. But we're going to run through and give out some hardware. We got awards, MVP, Players of the Year, Coaches of the Year, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's dive on in. So we got a winner, and we got a runner-up. Not same thing. Anyway, starting up at the top, MVP. I wanted to go a different direction than Sam Darnold because I didn't want to just be MVP and Heisman is basically just a quarterback award. But it's hard not to say that Darnold hasn't been the man. 11 touchdowns, 103.4 quarterback rating, top 5, tied for second with touchdown passes. And he and Kevin O'Connell have mind melded. Now, it's really easy to forget how good he was the first 4 games because of what happened in the Jets game. But he did sack up and put together a drive at the end of both the Packers and the Jets game to secure the wins. But Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, has really been fantastic, right? And he's playing himself into a little bit of cash. Now, is that here or somewhere else? It's TBD. We'll worry about that when we get there. Runner-up, Justin friggin' Jefferson. So JJ is still him, right? 26 catches, 450, 4 touchdowns on 43 targets. And you just feel like even though Hawkinson's going to be back soon and it's going to be another mouth to feed, that it just feels like JJ's going to feast because more defensive attention's going to have to be put somewhere else because you got Addison, Naylor, and Hawkinson. Aaron Jones going to be back soonish too. So it's going to be good to go there. All right, so those are the MVPs. Offensive Player of the Year. Now, could just put Jefferson at 1x1 to spread the love around a little bit. So, Aaron Jones, 350 and 1 on the ground, 4.9 yards per carry. Also, 17 catches for $167 and a touchdown receiving as well. So, he's put together over 500 yards of offense from scrimmage, and he really has been a factor, a huge factor on offense where you want to come into the season and have Jones and Chandler be that split, running back by committee. Sylvia appearance, proof of life, because you want to keep Jones fresh, right? And could you say that too much wear and tear on Jones is the reason why he had that hip injury? Possibly, right? You can make that argument, but knocking on all the wood, he'll be back soon, and he's been a major force. He's got so much burst. He runs with great power, great vision, and also his yards after contact is top 3 in the league. So he's going to be a major part of this team going forward. Also, Brian O'Neill. I love giving credit to the guys up front. So O'Neill having a little bit of a career renaissance, man. Off to a career start. He's the number 2 graded right tackle in the league right now on PFF. 6 pressures, 0 sacks allowed has been great in the run game as well. Plus, just like the quiet leadership. And O'Neill's not a rah guy, but he is someone who the team respects. They say hi to him in the locker in the hallways now, which is kind of great. And 75's been absolutely feeling alive up front. Defensive Player of the Year. So you could go in a couple different directions here. I mean, Andrew Van Ginkel, you can't ignore the 2 pick sixes, right? But 2 pick sixes, 3 sacks, 19 tackles has just been the do-it-all player up front for Brian Flores and company. Then you got runners up. So I want to give some love to both Jonathan Grenard as well as Patrick Jones second. PJ 2, 5 sacks, and Grenard leading the team with 29 pressures. 5'8" is just all over the place. And he's so damn disruptive and so consistent that it really does make life easier for everyone else in that front 7. So I wanted to show some love there. Special Teams Player of the Year. There's only one. Will Reichard. So Reichard 16-16 on point afters, 9-9 at field goals. If it gets late in the season, he's still perfect. I just want him to shank a kick like into the third row. Just like take out Victor the Viking or something, or I don't know. Just give a kid a great souvenir. Just get it out of the way, man. Because I don't want the narrative to be as the Vikings progress into the playoffs and Super Bowl that hey, Will Reichard hasn't missed a kick all season. I just don't want Joe Buck to have that nugget just throw in our faces. And no, who's really? Oh, I think Tarico's like really good at like jinxing kickers. Yeah, so I don't want that. All right, so Will Record, obviously, special teams player of the year. And also, let's just get this out of the way. That's special teams rookie of the year, too. But also, runner-up for special teams player of the year, C.J. Ham, special teams captain, involved in 4 of the 5 phases, had a blocked punt as well, so he's obviously up there. Offensive rookie of the year, blank. There isn't a single rookie that has played snaps on offense, which frankly is a good sign. Like we said before, that if you have a lot of rookies playing on your team early on, it says less about the caliber of the rookies and more about your roster. It's not a very good roster. All right, so the fact that the Vikings 2024 draft class and UDFAs, there's a lot of really good talent there, but also there's a lot of really good talent ahead of them too. So it's a good problem to have. Defensive rookie of the year, I guess Dallas Turner by default. So Diamond Dallas Turner, 3 pressures and a sack, had a great 4th down run contain as well against the Jets. So Turner, I mean, the talent is certainly there. And I know there's a lot of fans that are just like, oh, what's going on with Dallas Turner? How come he's not getting snaps? He'll be fine. Tranquillo. Because first off, he's contributing as a rotational piece. He's going to get pressures. He's going to get sacks. He's going to get some numbers there. I still think that he's going to get into the Defensive Rookie of the Year derby, although Jared Verse is pretty damn good, man. But I mean, who do you take snaps away from? AVG, Grenard, PJ2, Hottie. What do you do? What do you do, right? But also the runner-up is Taki Taimani. So Taimani's played 56 snaps, has 2 tackles. Is that true nose tackle in mostly on short yardage and goal line? So he's contributing nicely as well. Special teams rookie of the year, like we said, by default it's Will Record. But also, hey, Bo Richter. All right. He had a special teams tackle. Cool. Coach of the year, Kevin O'Connell. Assistant of the year. So Brian Flores, I mean, it kind of goes without saying. The ways that this defense is ramped up, for my money, they're the best defense in the National Football League. Just the creativity in disguises, the creativity in getting pressures, and the way that this defense, I mean, what's great about it is, I mean, we're all human. We all have egos. Except these guys love playing team defense together, right? They don't care who gets the credit. Everyone's playing their responsibilities. And also, this stands out too. You can tell defenses that hate each other, right? So when there's tackles, it's 1 or 2 guys, all right? But this team rallies to the ball. Like every single time, there's 5, 6 defenders on a tackle, right? And also, could we just punch out a couple more? Could we go Peanut Tillman on a couple more of these, right? And also, the way that they celebrate turnovers, too, you can tell this team has a lot of fun together, right? So, big credit to Brian Flores for that. And Flo, I want you to get another head coaching job if you want it, and it's got to be the right spot. Don't have another Miami situation. But if you want to stick around here for a couple more seasons, highest paid coordinator in the National Football League, I mean, come on. I mean, the Wilfs will take care of you, which is why I want them to buy the Twins as well. Also, showing some love, runner-up assistant of the year, Chris Cooper, offensive line coach. And, minus Ed Ingram, which Reisner's coming back soon, coming up for the Reisner, but the offensive line has been pretty damn solid, right? So I think a lot of the issues for Darnold against the Jets were self-inflicted. He and Kevin O'Connell, like Darnold's hanging on to the ball too long. Kevin O'Connell's calling these way too long developing pass plays. But Darisaw has been rock solid at left tackle, earning that contract. Brian O'Neill has obviously been a stud. Bradbury has actually been okay. He's been top 10 adjacent type center, which frankly I think is his ceiling, and he's reaching it. But Blake Brandle's been fantastic, man. Blake Brandle's been great. He's been a mauler in the run game. He's been solid as a pass protector. Do need to clean up some procedural penalties, but sort of is what it is. But overall, like, the offensive line has looked good. And then you look at the veteran tackle Quisenberry has been great when he's had to step in. I do have confidence in Feeney on the interior, and also I like the future of Rouse and Juergens. So overall, the offensive line I think is in really good hands with Chris Cooper. And lastly, comeback player of the year. So I mean Darnold would be the comeback, even though he's only coming back from being asked, thank you, / a backup. But under the new guidelines, it's supposed to be coming back from injury. So I don't know, who cares? But also, TJ Hawkinson's coming back soon, so he's just going to win by default. Like I know other guys that come back from injuries as well, but I feel like Hawkinson. People aren't ready for TJ Hawkinson. I feel like whenever Hawkinson gets back, whether it's against the Lions, which NFL script writers would have a fit, or the Rams or the Colts, whatever, I think that he is going to push for a 60 catch, 650 yard type season, 5 touchdowns. Like I think that he's going to be a huge factor moving forward. So big time respect there. But that's it. That's at Vikings quarter season awards. Let me know your thoughts, our thoughts. Who are your award winners? Let us know in the comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.